I mean, you can't duplicate trust. You can't duplicate, being plugged into a community and being a part of something. It's powerful. It's powerful. It's everything.
This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at ForgeMark Wealth. If you're a high-income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. ForgeMark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long-term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team. What's up, everybody? This episode is sponsored by ExitWise. If you're a business owner thinking about selling your company, whether that's now or years down the road, you need to know what your business is actually worth and how to maximize that exit. That's exactly what ExitWise does. They help you prepare, position, and ultimately sell your business by assembling a world-class team of M&A experts around you, guiding you from valuation all the way through closing. If you want to know what your business is really worth and how to increase that number before you sell, go check out exitwise.com and get ahead of it. This episode is brought to you by Blue Collar Business Advisors. If you're running an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, or landscaping, or any other type of home service business and wondering where all the money is going despite growing your revenue, you need to talk to Paul Maskill. Paul has scaled and sold multiple blue-collar businesses and now helps business owners improve cash flow, profitability, and financial clarity through outsourced CFO services. His clients gain a better understanding of their numbers, build predictable profits, and create a business that supports the life they actually want. One of the things I appreciate most about Paul is he's not just a finance guy. He's been in the trenches as an owner. He understands the challenges of running blue-collar businesses because he's done it himself. If you're doing a few $1 million a year in revenue and want to stop guessing at your numbers and start building real wealth, head over to bluecollaradvisors.com. That's thebluecollaradvisors.com and schedule a discovery call with Paul and his team. Blue Collar Business Advisors, helping blue-collar business owners build financially healthy companies and achieve permanent profitability. This episode is brought to you by Corberry Digital. If you own an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, or home service business and you're tired of wondering where your next lead is coming from, you need to check out Corberry Digital. Corberry specializes exclusively in helping home service companies dominate their local markets through SEO, Google Ads, local service ads, websites, content marketing, and lead generation systems that actually produce a measurable ROI. Their team doesn't just focus on clicks and impressions. They help contractors lower customer acquisition costs, increase qualified leads, and build a marketing engine that scales. What I like about Corberry is they understand the blue-collar space. They aren't trying to be everything to everyone. Their entire focus is helping trades businesses win in their backyard and generate more profitable jobs. If you're looking to grow your business, improve your online visibility, and build a marketing system that works, visit Corberry.com and schedule a strategy session with their team. That's Corberry.com. Tell them you heard about them on the podcast. This episode is brought to you by 10X Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10X Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker. They only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no-brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by Rakowski Law Firm. If you're a business owner or have built a level of wealth, but you don't have your estate plan dialed in, you're exposed. Rakowski Law Firm helps families and business owners protect their assets, avoid probate, and make sure everything transfers exactly how it should. This isn't just paperwork. It's a real strategy to protect your legacy. If you haven't looked at your plan in a while or don't have one, go to rakowskilawfirm.com. This episode is brought to you by Jonathan Keim and the teams at 360 Commercial Roofing and Top Roof Marketing. If you own or manage commercial property or you're a roofing contractor looking to grow, Jonathan has spent more than a decade helping businesses protect their buildings and scale through proven commercial roofing and marketing systems. His companies specialize in commercial roofing solutions, roof asset management, and marketing built specifically for the roofing industry. Whether you need a trusted commercial roofing partner or want to generate more qualified roofing leads, check out 360 Commercial Roofing or Top Roof Marketing. You can go to www.360, like 360, commercialroofing.com, and Top Roof Marketing, www.toproofmarketing.com. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Builder's Bible and the Big Hitters podcast. I'm joined by Brad Strawbridge, who's been on the show before, and it's been a minute. He is one of the owners of Capital City Roofing. He also has a proprietary tool that he's developed for the roofing space, but I'm assuming it has other implications, which I'm excited to hear about, called BuilderLink. And they have gone public with it, and it's taken off. So I'm excited to hear about it. Brad, man, serial guy. Tell us what you've been up to, man. You've been on a tear since we last spoke.
Man, I've been involved in a lot, and thanks for having me back on the show, man. I just like telling people about my story, what I'm working on. It's what I'm passionate about. It's my work. It's my hobby. It's my wife's my business partner. It's my life. So I appreciate you giving me the opportunity. But yeah, so I would say the three main things that I've been working on, obviously my roofing company in Alpharetta, Georgia, right? Atlanta Metro, if you're familiar with the area. And that kind of became very successful in a short period of time. We actually today's our 2-year birthday for Capital City Roofing. And we've done a lot in those 2 years and kind of built a proof of concept for a business model that I think is quite unique, which is a licensing platform, and we can kind of get into that later. And then BuilderLink, right? So it's a very roofing specific CRM right now, just because 3 of the 4 partners we own roofing companies, and it was born out of a need, really. And then the 4th partner, he's a computer programmer, developer, IT guy. And once we roll out roofing, then we're going to translate it to every vertical in the home services industry. So that way it can add value to whoever needs it. Because the fact of the matter is there's no reason why somebody should have to have 5 or more different CRM tools or plugins or whatever to do one job, which is sell something, collect the money for it, and deliver a great experience. And so we've kind of figured that out. So
those are each sales for BuilderLink coming through, by the way, right?
Yeah. And we launch publicly on June 1. So like right around the corner. And then I've got a nonprofit, which is really the reason it's what gets me out of bed. So we haven't yet, at least. We don't fundraise or anything like that. It's supported by the operating companies, mainly the roofing company. But it's what we're passionate about. Feeding the Future Project is the name of the nonprofit. Well, let's talk about BuilderLink real quick, since that's fairly new. Yeah.
AccuLinks, what the other one's escaping me, but I know there's another one in what's the other one in roofing that everyone uses?
There's a lot, right? You got AccuLinks, you've got Roofer, you've got Job Nimbus.
That's right.
There's a bunch, and there's nothing wrong with them. I mean, they're good pieces of software. The improvement that we're making isn't on the CRM itself necessarily. It's the environment, right? It's to be able to have one platform that is a single source of truth, right? You don't have to get a roofing CRM and then company cam and then hail trace and marketing apps, all these different kind of siloed pieces of software. We've put them in one login, one area to go. It makes it easy for you as an owner. It makes it easy for you as a manager. It makes it easy for your employees. And it works.
So tell me, hypothetically speaking, I'm a busy roofer. Maybe I have some guys knocking doors. Maybe I'm using one of the incumbent CRMs. What type of functionality and things is this tool going to help me do that makes my life easier? And then what types of clutter in my tech stack will it eliminate?
Yeah, great question. So when people say, "Hey, Brad, what does it do?" It does or is capable of doing everything. So think about the life cycle of a sale, right? The first thing you got to do is try to find a customer. So it does, what we call top of the funnel activities. So it can do cold outreach. It can instantly respond to lead forms on your website, landing pages, any marketing campaigns, and it can help create those marketing campaigns, right? So it has integrations into Facebook and Google and some of the other social media platforms where people run ads and things like that. And so it captures those leads and responds and follows up and nurtures that customer until they either convert to a scheduled appointment or they opt out, and then it gets dispositioned. And then it has those, you mentioned door knocking, canvassing, things like that. It has that function, right? So it has a canvassing feature where you can define a sales territory and assign that to reps and track the numbers of doors they're knocking, things like that. It has APIs into weather. So, trying to find hail events or wind events or just significant bad weather to dispatch a canvassing team to. You can do that and you can track it. And then selling, building a good looking proposal, presenting it, um, following up afterwards, right? It's got automation. It has AI infused in all of it. And not in a like a hype way, right? But like practically that it actually works. And I feel that it's going to be well received by homeowners and property owners, because it's not overbearing. It's not, it's tasteful, but it is AI. And the great thing about AI is when we think about following up and putting customers on a nurturing sequence or a drip campaign or anything like that, it doesn't forget to follow up, right? It doesn't get too busy to follow up. It doesn't get its feelings hurt to hear the word no, so it follows up. And just the results of that consistency alone is monumental. And then obviously it connects to your QuickBooks, it connects to Stripe, so you can collect payments, you can do your bookkeeping, and then you can set up some sequences post sale and then post production to where you're keeping that customer in the loop, whether you want to start a newsletter or if you just want to touch base and send a kind of holiday card on holidays. But the point is to keep your company top of mind, to be able to have repeat customers, to be able to have referral partners, to be able to capture Google reviews, which is important, right? So it does everything from the very beginning or even pre-beginning, right? All the way to post. And it does it seamlessly.
Hmm. What are you most excited about with the tool? Like where do you think outside of roofing, there are other, you mentioned all of home services. Do you think an HVAC guy can use it or a plumbing guy can use it?
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing, and here's why we haven't just rolled it out and said all home services at once. Because we want to make sure it works well, right? We don't want to just say, here's an all-in-one solution, all contractors come and sign up and you're going to have a great time. That's not the case, right? Because while the business model of home services is pretty universal, there is quite a bit of nuance from vertical to vertical, right? From trade to trade, and from personal wants, needs, expectations, things like that. And so, what we do is we before we run launch a new vertical, we'll run a beta, and we'll say, hey, we need 50 people to come in here. You can do it for free. Just give us feedback. Let us know, what you want. How does it work? What does your business do? What does it look like? That way we can learn those nuances, right? Because we don't want it to be generic. We want it to be specific to the contractor that it's serving.
That's amazing. I mean, I'm excited anytime that there's new technology. And I think with AI, Bro, I think about this all the time. Like these guys paying 150 grand a year for Service Titan. And I'm like, how long is it going to be before someone just realizes you can vibe code this stuff, And it might not be exactly that, but like, hey, pay my AI agency 75 grand, 50% of that, and I'll replace it. Like, so I think there's such an opportunity there, and any sort of new technology, especially one that knocks out the incumbent who is incredibly hard. Like some of these legacy tools, Brad, like don't even have open APIs, which still is wild to me. Like that you can exist in this day and age and be so guarded with your
Right.
APIs.
Right.
So I love that you're disrupting the space. Do you feel like it's distracted you at all? Like how are you running the roofing thing too and doing both well? That's my
So
question.
the beauty of it is, if you think about it from kind of a macro perspective, it's an ecosystem. We've developed a vertically integrated ecosystem. So whether I'm talking about roofing or I'm talking about the CRMs now, it's all the same customer. Mainly, it's either the end customer as a homeowner or it's a contractor, which I am a contractor, right? So it's fluid for me. I'm speaking the same language, and I'm passionate about it. Like I wouldn't want to do anything else. Like when people like, what do you do for fun? This is what I do for fun. This is like, I have a blast doing this, right? Because helping people, you know, from customers to employees to like, it's what fires me up, and I just love doing it. So it doesn't slow me down. If anything, it motivates me more.
Hmm. Yeah. How is Capital City? I mean, last time we checked in, you guys were around 8, which I thought was crazy because that you were like a year and a half in. Like, has
So
that continued to go well? And what's
so
going on there?
we've got 4 locations now. We just signed our fourth one under the licensing model. So I'll touch on that because I can't remember if we got into that or not when we
I don't
spoke
think we
before.
did. No. Yeah.
So I thought about, because my goal is I want to make Capital City Roofing the first household name in roofing. Not necessarily the biggest in volume or anything like that. And I think that we'll get there too. But like when homeowners think about a roof, I want the first thing that comes to mind the red, white, and blue Capital City shield. Like I want them to be able to see that rolling down the road, and automatically, even if they forget the name of the company, they'll know roofing. Right? That's what I'm talking about. And I was faced with a decision like, how do I get there? Right? Do I try to build a business like a standard corporate model and then open a branch and open a branch and open a branch and open a branch that I own all of it? Or do I partner with people and do M&A? Like what does that look like? Or do I do a licensing model, which is this? So it's a lot like franchising, but it's definitely not franchising because it's everything franchising is and so much more. The similarities between this and franchising is there's a buy-in. Our buy-in's only 15 grand, which is very low compared to other home services franchises. And the cool thing about that buy-in, it's a charitable donation because that buy-in is what fuels Feeding the Future project. Like that's the main source of that. So it feels good for people, or it's good. The people that we're trying to attract, it feels good too. And then there's a royalty, and it's 5%, opposed to, I don't know, the average in the industry is probably somewhere around 10, I guess. And then we have the shared services. So depending on what level of stage you are in your business, we offer services from our other businesses. So Edward Wallier is our COO, and he's my other business partner, my wife, me, and then Edward. And between us, we own several companies. And some of those companies are an accounting firm, a marketing firm, staffing firm, right? And so we're able to do your bookkeeping, do your accounting, do your compliance, register your warranties, do your front office operations, answer your phones, book your appointments, things like that. Make the website, host the website, update the website, manage your Google business profile, manage your Facebook, manage your LinkedIn, and all of those things, right? And so the base package is $2,500 a month. And that's all the digital things, right? The marketing, the tech stack, the SOPs, the systems and processes, the Capital City University, which is a very robust online LMS platform. And you can't find a marketing agency to run your Google business profile for $2,500 a month, right? So it's a no-brainer. And then as you grow and scale and you need help, we'll run your front office, everything to do with your front office, for $8,000 a month. And then as you grow and you need more help, then we'll add on your back office, where we're literally doing everything except going to the customer's home, closing the deal, and then project managing the install. We do everything else. And that's our model, is we'll run the company, you sell the roofs. And we do more than just roofing too. We do gutters and siding and windows and doors and things. But the economics of it just makes sense. Because if you
It's a totally different model. Like, I mean, the franchise model, I think, is kind of going out of style, or maybe it's a little bit heavier, right?
Yeah.
I've seen guys doing the roll-up thing. Like, there's guys that are privately funding their own roll-ups or doing their private equity roll-ups. But in a way, you're kind of creating an ecosystem that provides you with cash flow at the top, but you're also providing needed services that people hate. That's what builders hate, that crap. All the stuff you just mentioned,
And they hate it. They're not good at it. And it's human nature, right? If you're not good at something, what do you typically do? You don't do it, right? And you can't scale without those things. A prime example of this. Here's a prime example. Literally our poster child. He's one of my partners in BuilderLink as well. His name is Blake Grissom. He is the owner of Revive Roofing and Exteriors, now powered by Capital City Roofing. He runs the branch in Charleston, South Carolina. He's a double Golden Door winner. And I don't know if you know what that is, but door-to-door sales is it's still to this day one of the most lucrative professions there is. And so if you're watching this and you're wondering, why is everybody knocking on my door all the time? It's because they make a lot of money doing it. So Blake knocked doors for roofing for $7 million in a year. $7 million, self-produced, while he was working for another roofing company. And then after that, the first thing that comes to mind is, I'm awesome, which he is. I'm going to go start a roofing company. So he did. And he's awesome at sales. He's awesome at business development. He's awesome at talking to people. He's awesome at delivering great customer service. But he's not a big fan of all the other stuff, of the admin work, of keeping a chart of accounts and having a forecast and kind of operating a business, right? So he went from 7 million to not 7 million because he couldn't sell, right? So now he's plugged into the Capital City Roofing licensing platform, and now he's able to go do what he does best, which is generate revenue. And and boom, he's taken off like a rocket again, right? So that's the critical gap that's the need that we're filling. And it's really exciting because not only do they get the shared services, but they get all of the credibility, the certifications. Like I'm on 2 committees with the National Roofing Contractors Association. I'm on a couple of roofing industry boards. We're Master Elite with GAF. We're Select Shingle Master with CertainTeed. We're commercial certified with GAF. Like we've got a lot of credentials and qualifications that now our licensees can use, because we will register their warranties at the corporate office and they don't have to worry about it.
It's fascinating, bro. I'm wondering how you manage it all. So what's not going well, man? What are some challenges you guys are facing?
So, I mean, I think there's always going to be some challenges that are always there, right? I think recruiting is always going to be a challenge. right? I think maintaining a culture is always going to be a challenge, right? But the great thing about challenges is, as long as you don't ignore them and you work on them consistently, they're manageable and they become a benefit. So, we've kind of been working through that. We've been very, very blessed to attract some really high quality, just just top of the food chain type of individuals, for our location specifically, and then attracting our licensed platform partners as well, and continuing to develop those relationships in the industry and in our communities, which has made that challenge a little less challenging, right? And that's my advice to people. People always ask me like about marketing and things like that, and where should I allocate my money to? In my opinion, it's not Facebook, it's not PPC, it's not these things. It's in your community. That's where you're going to see the biggest return, is in your community. So if you can get involved in any associations, any alliances, I think about the Rotary Club, I think about Chambers of Commerce, I think about BNI, I think about all of these things that people can get involved in, sponsoring a high school football team, sponsoring a little league team, just being available in your community, because you're gonna get referrals. And
Yeah.
referrals by far are the most, I mean, referrals referrals are about 75% of our business at this point. And
That's a good word, man, because you guys are growing so fast, and it's all the time. Like marketing next to recruiting and maintaining skilled labor is probably one of the bigger pain points for the blue collar space. And I've had a couple of people on my podcast recently that are, killing it with mailers. And they're like, yeah, if you mail a certain zip code and you just have a knock on it, and like there's certain like, so I'm always surprised at the good old fashioned stuff, man. We forget about referrals in this day of AI.
mm,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's still the best.
Yeah.
The human element, because don't get me wrong, like I am a huge AI advocate. I love AI, love it to death. But I love humans more, and humans win. I mean, you can't duplicate trust. You can't duplicate, you know, being plugged into a community and being a part of something. It's powerful. It's powerful. It's everything. And so that's my advice to people, is get involved in your community. And you'll, even if you're an introvert and you kind of don't, you've been too shy to do it, once you do it, you'll love it. I promise you that.
Let's talk about the nonprofit for a couple minutes. Like, you know, obviously it's aligned with something that you care about very deeply. What kinds of things are you guys doing through the nonprofit?
Yeah, so the main thing the main thing is, and people don't realize this until you start kind of thinking about it, is childhood hunger in the United States. We think about, oh, how is that's not a thing, it is. And one specific driver of that is kids that are on the free lunch program at their schools during the holidays and summer. If they aren't able to get that free lunch, they go hungry, because it's their only opportunity to eat sometimes. And so that's what we want to do. We want to fill the gap in that kind of niche specifically. And then, also, if you think about feeding the future in, two different ways, food, but also in terms of like mentorship and just being a good example, being a role model, being available, um, sports teams, right? I mentioned, sponsoring high school teams, and then actually go into the games, right? So we sponsor Alpharetta High School's football team, and we'll go to the games. They're kicking off their season. They had a scrimmage, kind of the team versus team deal that teams do, and we went there to support them, and it goes a long way, and it's things that people don't think about, and they take it for granted. But it's so impactful on young people, and young people are the future of our society. And so it's important that we invest in young people because they're going to be running things one day.
Hmm. Dude, it's powerful, man. You got so much going on. I really admire all the tenacity and the growth. And always a friend of the podcast. I know that we'll figure out a way to do some business together here because I'm excited for what you're up to. Where can people find out more, Brad, if they want to learn more about what Builder Link, Capital City Roofing? Where can they go?
Yeah, so I'm everywhere. So they can go to bradstrawbridge.com. I kind of have all my ventures there. I'm about to launch a book in the next 30 days or so as well. Capitalcityroofing.net, and then builderlink.com. And builderlink is spelled LYNC as link. So builderlink.com. Yeah, reach out. Like, I respond within 24 hours. Like, if you reach out to me on one of my channels, I will engage with you. It's what I do. It's what I enjoy doing. So please, if I can help anybody, even if it's just advice, whatever it is, you don't, what they say, the only silly question is the question you don't ask, or whatever. I believe that. So I'm happy to help.
I love it, man. Well, apparently you're kind of an influencer with roofers now. I told you before the show, but I was hanging out with a roofer the other day and he was like, yeah, Brad Strawbridge is somebody that I'm following very closely. I'm like, I know Brad. What are the chances? So yeah, man, I love that. We'll continue to watch the journey, and thank you again for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Anytime.